Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Neek and this is Angelic Light. I'm back with another reading. Look at that. I'm doing a good job so far, y'all. I'm proud. Hope y'all proud too. But I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you enjoyed your holidays. If you celebrate, I don't celebrate traditional holidays, but I hope that you all enjoyed yours, those of you who do celebrate, and that you spent time with your loved ones and you made some beautiful memories. Hope you're staying warm if you're in a colder climate and staying cool if you're in a hotter climate. I hope we're all staying grounded and focusing on what we're grateful for, focusing on the life that we want, the desires that we want to manifest, and not so much on what we don't, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the reading. I don't know what this reading is going to be about. It's just going to be a whatever comes out sort of reading. Make sure you take what resonates with you. Don't force anything to fit. Keep in mind that time doesn't exist at the level of energy. So if nothing resonates in this reading for you today, don't hesitate to check back later because it may resonate in the future, okay? So we're going to start with an empath oracle card. See what comes out for you. So Spirit, what empath oracle card do you have for the collective? I also already cleansed the energy. I tend to do that off of the camera just for the sake of saving time and space. But I did cleanse it. So let's see what empath oracle card comes out. Someone also mentioned to me something about a Etsy list or Amazon list rather, for those of you who would like to support the channel in terms of tarot decks and things like that, or any sort of support for the channel. So I have been considering that because it never crossed my mind to do anything like that, y'all. I'm still working on asking for help, getting comfortable with that. But yeah, if I do decide to take that route, I will let y'all know, okay? Where you can find any links and things like that to support the channel, okay? I'll also be considering starting a membership for the channel. It all has to be intuitively, though. I just follow my intuitive guidance. So if that leads me in that direction, I will let y'all know, okay? But I'm trying to pull these cards all together right now before I read them. So I'm just going to go ahead and either fast forward the part of me shuffling or skip it. Okay. So your empath oracle card is focus on gratitude. Don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. Your self-care stress relief card is cultivating kindness. The objective is letting go of judgments. Ask yourself how you can be kinder today. Think of something you judge yourself harshly for. Try to let it go. Think of something you judge others harshly for. Try to see this from a different perspective. Make a pact to be kind no matter how harsh life gets. Okay, so gratitude, being kind, and your angel number is 333. That equals up to or adds up to a 9. Support, growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward, work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contributes to your community. So we have something about your creativity, about your inner growth as well. Inner work, inner growth, cultivating kindness. Some of you may be being guided in that direction of being more kind to others. I'm getting that for somebody. And also not being pessimistic, focusing more on gratitude. And I started the reading before I even put any cards. I started just intuitively talking about how I hope everybody is focusing on what you want, the things you want to manifest, the desires that you would like to show up in your life, in your physical reality, versus what you don't want to show up in your physical reality. And that's focusing on gratitude. That's cultivating kindness, letting go of judgments, not being judgmental. Some of you may have been being judgmental or may have been being unkind because you're hurt or you're upset. I don't know. This is all downloads right now coming in. And also being pessimistic because of things that may be going on. Lack of support. You may have felt like you lack support at some point, but with this 333 coming out, is letting you know that you will receive support, whether it's for a creative idea that you have, whether it's for your just own internal self growth. You'll have a support system, because I don't know, I'm just hearing that somebody has been working on themselves or have been struggling to work on themselves because they don't feel like they have a support system around them that are encouraging them. So for instance, if you're trying to eat better, this is all coming to me. This is for somebody. And for instance, if you're trying to eat better, and you're trying to change your diet, you're trying to get healthier, right? Or you're trying to go to the gym more, you're trying to get physically fit, mentally fit, you stop smoking, stop drinking, something like that. It's like your environment, people in your environment, or people in your past environment. For some of you, they're still in your environment. They're not supporting these positive decisions or these positive changes that you're trying to make in your life. And that have been I was about to say that may have been, but it came out as that have been or that has been. So for some of you, it has been upsetting you and causing you to be a bit more. I just heard grumpy, grumpy, or unkind to others, or maybe kind of judging them, or you may have been feeling judged. Kind of just place yourself where you fit, and however it resonates for you. But somebody has been feeling judged, or somebody has been judging themselves, have been feeling judged by others, or also judging themselves, judging others, something about judgment and lack of support. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into the reading. I have been drawn to my Oracle deck. What's this one called? The Awakened Soul Oracle deck. So we're going to go ahead and start with this deck and see what comes out. So Spirit, what messages does the collective need to hear at this time? Okay, well, this wanted to come out. We have challenge. What else, Spirit? Some of you may love the color purple. Feel guided to that. Also, I'm getting royalty, balls, something like that. Sanctuary. Silence. I'm already getting, and I'm seeing a lot of purple too. And every one of these cards that just came out, purple is there. Purple is connected to the third eye mirror, and then a card fell. So give me a second to get this card. And we have devotion. And look, all of the cards now, instead for devotion, all four of these cards has purple in them. Purple is connected to the third eye chakra, which is connected to your intuition. And what did that angel number card just speak about? It just spoke about you doing inner work. It's time for you to go inward, to discover your talents, to work on your skills, to unleash your inner artist so that it can actually boost your self-esteem and your sense of purpose in the world and your contribution to the community. So these are all tied to that, your intuition, but also these cards are tied to going inward in solitude. This I talked about this in a previous reading, probably both of my previous readings. But solitude, sanctuary, alone. You see how she's sitting here reading a book, has her cat beside her, just the waters in the background, the mountains, out in nature. I'm getting that she's somewhere quiet, kind of connecting with nature. She's not surrounded. She's not in a city, that's for sure. Definitely not in a city. But in also silence. You know, taking time to yourself. The keys. I just heard you have the key. It could also be something about like physical keys, maybe significant. But yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And that may be a challenge for some of you. I'm hearing that going into solitude, going inward may be a challenge. Silence may be a challenge. Some of you may be used to either having many people around you. You only give me one, Spirit. Some of you may be used to having many people around you, whether that's family, you come from a large family, And so you're used to noise, you're used to voices in the household, filling the house, and things like that. So silence may be kind of challenging or may feel uncomfortable or unsafe to some of you, that may be resonant for. Or even if it's not family, just used to being around people, used to having people around you, used to being in a relationship, not used to being single. I heard that too for somebody else. So just take it however it applies for you, but it may be a challenge to kind of sit with yourself in silence and go inward for some of you. What else, Spirit? Shapeshifter. Something about a transformation. I do want to look into that mirror though, but also reflecting. Yeah, going inward, reflecting. Spirit is telling you to devote yourself to that, to your inner work, to your inner growth, to going inward so that you can go through some sort of transformation, so that you can shift. Something like that. Tell me more, Spirit. Too many. Perspective. Changing of perspectives, but she's also painting. So it's something about creative ideas, creative work. My readings have been about that a lot since I have returned. Oh, yeah, that's too many. 3 cards fell. That's too many, Spirit. Yeah, but yeah, my readings have been about that a lot. Gift. Yeah, Spirit is wanting you to hone in on your gifts. Some of you aren't even aware of what your gifts are, what your talents are and things like that, because that's why you're being guided or you're being encouraged to go inward to figure all of that out, to find yourself, to, again, it ties to that 333 angel number card. Discovering your talents, using your imagination, unleashing your inner artist to boost your self-esteem. You have gifts, but you got to take the time to actually explore those gifts. Leadership, connection. Some of you are meant to be speakers or are meant to be leaders in some way. Rescue, to kind of help people, to kind of save people. And that's metaphorically. Like, I don't literally mean save people. Some of you may be save people, because I'm getting like lifeguard. Some of you may be like a lifeguard or may work in something like that, where like something with water, something with teaching people, like that's a form of metaphorically saving someone, right? So like you can literally be saving someone, if you're like a lifeguard, saving people from drowning, of course. But like you being a swim teacher as well, a swim coach, teaching people how to swim. I'm also getting people who teach children how to swim, like those swim classes for toddlers and things like that. But that's also a form of saving people. You're teaching them something. You're sharing knowledge with them or information with them that can potentially save their lives, right? So that is like a form of saving them, So it's like some of you are meant to be in those sort of positions. Even, some is something about lifeguard, something about swimming, teaching like that, but also is about leadership roles, speaking. Some of you I heard podcasts. Everybody got a podcast. But some of you are meant to speak, like the words that you speak, or some of you have a story to share. The story that you share about your upbringing may save other people metaphorically. It may save other people by, you sharing your story about how you experience certain things that other people may have experienced too, things that may make other people feel shameful or embarrassed about, so they don't speak about, right? But you coming in or you stepping on the scene and you actually sharing your story, your experiences that many others have experienced too, but not many talk about because it's taboo. I'm just hearing something about it is taboo. Something about it, but we come from a time too. A lot of us from back in the day when, you would be quiet. We don't talk about that. We don't speak on that. We don't bring that up, sweeping stuff under the rug. So you stepping on the scene and actually being a truth teller. Some of you are truth tellers, are meant to be truth tellers. Your stories are meant to be told, shared to save other people, to show other people that you can come out of this, that you can heal from this, that you can escape this, so that you can free yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're freeing the minds of other people. You're opening the hearts of other people, or you're meant to. But that's for you, because at the bottom of the deck, we have solitude. You got to go into solitude to figure that out, though, for you. You have to go inward to figure that out. You see how she's outside? She's out in nature. This ties again with this woman here sitting here in the sanctuary. I said she's not in the city nowhere. She's not surrounded by people. She's surrounded by nature. She's surrounded by water that flows, that calms, that brings serenity, that brings clarity as well. Also, the mountains that are stable, that are strong, right? That are tall, that are changing, ever changing. The tides of the water are ever changing too, But she's surrounded by nature, things that ground her. Also has a cat beside her. Also her crystals, her crystals are on the table. She has a book here, she's reading here. She's studying. She's researching. She's taking time to go inward, to be with herself and to surround herself with external things or even people, for some of you, that bring her support. That's where that support comes from too. Some of you may not be receiving support on these positive changes that you've been making or wanting to make from the people around you, but you can receive it in other ways. Support comes in many other ways, not just from people. Support also comes from nature. You know what I'm saying? Support comes from Gaia, Mother Earth. The sun supports us. The water supports us. The trees, the plants, they support us. The animals support us. Like, we're all tied together. You know what I'm saying? But that's another form of support. So they're connected in that sense where, again, she's outside in nature. There's a fox there. So she has an animal near her as well. She also has trees near her. Same as her with the mountains, right? She has fire near her too. And I'll talk to y'all about how the ancestors are connected to fire. So some of you may be being guided to connect with your benevolent ancestors that are working together for your highest good. Keep that in mind. Benevolent ancestors working together for your highest good, because not all of your ancestors want the best for you. Not all of your ancestors are on your side. But going back to the point, she's out here, surrounded by nature. She's in solitude. She's also smiling. She looks like she's in serenity, but then behind her, you see people are inside the house partying. They're dancing. They're all together. That could be the environment that many of you have been kind of consumed in lately, and you are being guided to kind of step away from that scene a bit and go inward. Get some silence. Get quiet. You gotta quiet your surroundings and quiet your mind so that you can tap into yourself and find out what's really brewing underneath. Okay, you got some things in you that you're meant to share. You got some talents that you're meant to explore, some gifts. You do. But you got to take the time to look in the mirror, sit down, reflect, go inwards, and tap in and connect with your spirit guides, your higher power, whatever higher power you believe in, to help to guide you to, give you that clarity and that information on what you're working with. Okay. Okay, what else, Spirit, does the collective need to know at this time? Grounding. And that's another reason you're being encouraged to kind of surround yourself with nature, because nature will ground you as well. That's a form of support. Many of you are getting your support from nature, are getting your support from supernatural, forces versus physical human beings. Judgment. We're going to dig into that, see what that judgment is. Little Spirit. Knowledge. Learning. I'm telling you, everybody is in solitude in these cards. And you see how the lanterns are in the background floating? I don't know. As I'm looking at those, I'm just looking at those as ideas or little nuggets of information kind of coming up for you as you go inward. Because as a spiritual being, because we're all spiritual beings, we're spirits having human experiences, right? So as a spiritual being, it's like much of what we learn, we're not really learning when it comes to this journey. We're not really learning. We're remembering. Because as you continue to do the work, as you continue to go deeper and deeper inward, and you connect with yourself more and more, you connect with the universe, you connect with your higher power more and more, the more you are enlightened to the information that is already within you, that may have been in your subconscious mind, that may have been indoctrinated out of you, or kind of, and you may have been indoctrinated, and it's, caused this information to kind of be pushed to the back of your mind, kind of suppressed, where you don't consciously remember. But as you continue to do that work and you continue to break these spells, I heard that, break these spells, break these illusions. As you continue to do that work, to do that, it's like every spell that you break, you get another nugget of information. Every boundary that you set, every truth that you speak, every person that you help with your story or your wisdom or your information, it's like you are coming into remembrance more and more and more. It's like little nuggets. But many of you are being encouraged to go. You got to go in there for all of that to happen, for all of that to come up, for you to come into remembrance of who you are, the talents that you have, the gifts that you hold within you, and what to do with them, and how to use them, and how to navigate them. Like, all of that information is already within us. We're not learning this stuff. We're just remembering it. Okay, but you got to do the work to remember it. Then we have song here. Sound bowls. Again, all of these people in these pictures are in solitude. Also with this gift, I always see this card. It's kind of like a gift to your inner child. So whether that's like healing something, or a creative gift or talent that you had as a child that you may have kind of forgotten about or given up on, or something like that, that now as an adult, as you've healed some things, it's like some of you are being guided to return back to that gift or talent that that your inner child always held on to, and to kind of return to that as a gift to your inner child, to work on that thing. Like artists, it's creative though, because children are just naturally creative. Because again, the younger you are, the closer you are to your true, like, core self, your true authentic self. As children, we were, but life, society, systems, illusions, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff, judgments, our surroundings, our upbringings, our traumas, our experiences, all played a role in us stepping further and further away from our authentic selves as children the older we got. That's why you see a lot of adults now as like it's like, grow up, you know what I'm saying? Like, so serious. Not all adults, of course, but many adults just so serious, especially if you look back in the day, just so serious. Like, you can't kind of be goofy a little bit, tap into that inner child, connect. It's like people have kind of been conditioned to believe or feel that, really believe that once you become a certain age, it's like, okay, everything that brought you joy as a child has to completely be erased. You have to completely forget about that childlike energy that will forever be within you. But you have to neglect it now. You have to push it aside, ignore it, because you're an adult now. Now you got to pay bills. Now you got to be a part of the system, the rat race, right? You got to be a part of that. And it ain't no room for creativity in that. It ain't no room for childlike energy in that, youthful energy, It ain't no room for that authenticity, so that belief has kind of turned many adults into rigid, super serious, too mature adults, like, where they don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to let loose a little bit, get the stick out the butt, but it's based on a lot of these false beliefs, that we were conditioned to believe. And that's why we got to return back to our authentic nature, which is really just returning back to who you were as a child, who you were before you were tainted a bit, before you were influenced in all of these different directions, before you were kind of conditioned to believe that you're supposed to be a certain way, or you can't be this and that. You can't be an adult and childlike. You can be all, you are all things. You are all things. But we have been conditioned to believe a lie that we can't be, we got to be one or the other. And you're immature if you dance in the rain, or you got a problem. You know, that's what many people think, many adults. You got a problem, you dancing in the rain. You going outside doing snow angels and you 35? That is so childish. That's immature. No, that's authentic. And that's you connecting with your inner child. That's us connecting with our inner children. We have to continue to nurture that part of us, because our inner child, our inner children really, will always be a part of us. And they have played a role in getting us to where we are. And that's kind of, that's kind of a slap in the face to our inner children when we push them aside that way. I'm too grown for that, I'm too, like, dang. Especially for many of us who do that or who have done that, it's like you have been neglected in your childhood. So your inner children, when you were actually in that form as a child, may have been neglected. And now as an adult, you yourself are neglecting your inner children again. Somebody got in that perspective. I just got guided to this card, perspective card. Some of y'all, that's the perspective some of you have gained, is that I have been neglecting my inner child. And I have been kind of doing the same thing to my inner children that those in my upbringing have done to me as a child. I'm repeating it on myself now in adulthood. That's the clarity that some of you have gained about that. That was a download for somebody. That felt like a rant, but it just flowed. What else, Spirit? Yeah, but songs. Some of you may be creative in that way with music. Truth. Yeah, going back. I'm telling you, going back to that childlike. Children are very truthful. They gonna tell you you not cute or you stink. They gonna tell you. They ain't gonna lie. Children are very honest. And that plays a role into why many children kind of hold back, as they grow older. Especially those who were like really knowledgeable. Somebody was a very intelligent child, ahead of your time. I heard that. Old soul, I also heard that. So some of you as a child, you were just very advanced, and adults around you may not have understood that or may have felt called out because you were a truth teller. I'm talking to some truth tellers here, some truth speakers. You were a truth speaker. You also had gifts. Some of the people in your surroundings or your environment were aware of that as well. Even if they didn't quite understand it, they knew it was something different or something special about you. You had some sort of abilities. You had the ability to be a leader. It was just something about you. But I'm just getting that you are being guided back to that. You are being surrender at the bottom. Yeah, and then labyrinth, which is like a maze, guided. I just said you're being guided back to that. The simple times. Also more music. Instruments. She's in the city though, but you see how she's inside though? It's like tuning out the world. You're being guided inwards. Surrender, I'm going to take that out. Labyrinth, I'm going to take that out. You're being guided back to the simple times when you were a child. That childlike energy, to tap into that, to connect with your inner children, because they ain't going nowhere. It's just a matter on whether or not you want to neglect them. Like, dang, should I say that? I'm asking spirit because that felt kind of blunt. Felt kind of harsh, even to me, because dang, I experienced that too, but I just heard, oh, it went away. I guess spirit don't want me to say it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let that go. We're gonna move on. Anything else, spirit, before I get into the tarot? It's been 30 minutes. Anything else before I get into the tarot? Gratitude. We have family. Dang. And that's literally, I know it was tied to that release. Some of you are being guided to release family and choose your freedom. Make your own your autonomy. Some of you have family members that are trying to control you, or who have tried to control you. That's tied to being a child. Yeah, look, and healing magic. Some of you had people around you too, like relatives, family members that kind of did spell work on you too. And remember, y'all, spell work is not, stop watching movies and stuff thinking that spell work is just so extra, so big, like cauldrons and shit, and like chance, and like, I mean, it can be, but it's not always that extreme. You know what I'm saying? Spell work could just be you having parents that are kind of speaking ill over your life. Like, you ain't gonna never be nothing. You ain't gonna never get that internship. I heard that down. You ain't gonna never, whatever. Like, kind of speaking negatively over your life and your accomplishments. That's a form of spell work. Send that shit back to people. If you hear people saying that, even if you don't hear them saying that and you feel it, because with you, whoever I'm speaking to, with you being this very advanced child, old soul, you have been here multiple times. Many of you have experienced multiple lifetimes. And that's why you're an old soul, and that's why you're so advanced. That's why you're so, you're so shocking, I heard, to adults, or you were so shocking to adults in your youth, because you were advanced to them. They didn't quite understand you because you have been here many times before. Your soul is very wise, ancient too, I heard, for some of you. But you may have been the type of child, with you being that kind of child, a gifted child like that spoke truth, a truth teller. You may have had people around you, adults especially, I just keep hearing adults, that tried to silence you, that tried to control you. And for some of you that are still trying to control you now, to this day, I heard some of you may be lesbian or gay, LGBTQ community, part of that in some form. And you may have had family members that wanted to control that aspect of your life, kind of doing spell work over that aspect. I'm going to take this out because that's what was at the bottom. And then I'm also going to take that out, healing, because that was at the bottom too. But you may have, sensuality. Yeah, you may have had family members or relatives, people around you that try to control that aspect of your life, your sexuality, telling you how it's wrong, kind of speaking magic or ill will over that. That ain't gonna never work. That ain't gonna never be blessed by God or whatever, I'm getting that some of you may come from a very religious background, even if it's not religious background, a very strict background. So like forms of control though. Some of you grew up in environments that try to control you, around people that try to control you. And again, as I said, for some of you, even as adults, still trying to control you now. And you're being encouraged to release those, release those crows. Just heard that. Release those though, that are trying to do that still, that are not respecting your growth, your elevation. So if you have people around you that are still trying to control you, that are still trying to speak, negativity over your life, so first of all, send that shit back. But also Spirit is encouraging you to release them if it needs to be done. Release whoever is doing that, because they're doing nothing but trying to hold you back. And that is against forms of spell work. If you're speaking ill over my life, baby, you're trying to bring me down with your spell, your words. You're trying to bind me with your words. Send that shit right back. And again, like I said, even if you don't hear people saying it, but you feel it, because I'm getting again that you're very gifted and you can pick up on those sort of things. So even if you feel it, like somebody is speaking ill over your life, or they're gossiping about you, or they're even just hoping that things don't work out for you, whatever the case may be, send it back. Send it back. Don't send it back with hate and all of that. Send it back. Hey, this don't belong to me. I'm returning it. Yellow label. Return it. So, yeah, and I just got with sensuality too. Some of you, even if it has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community or your sexuality in that way, just your sensuality. Some of you are very sensual beings, whether you're male or female, just very sensual. And it may come off like you're very magnetic, or like what's I heard bedroom eyes. Some of you have like bedroom eyes, but it's like just something about you that is just very naturally sensual, and it attracts people to you, or it magnetizes people to you, and it's not your intention. I'm hearing like it's not your intention to do that, but you just naturally have that, energy about you that attracts people to you like that. So some of you may have been shamed about that because you were well liked, or people were very attracted to you, or you were shapely. I'm hearing that you're shapely, and you may not even wear tight clothing. Even if you do, who gives a damn? Wear what you want to wear. As long as it's appropriate around children, of course. But where would you want to wear? Do your own thing. Like life is a creative. Be creative. And a way of expressing your creativity and expressing yourself in general is how you dress, what you wear, how you do your hair, what you makeup you put on. Who gives a fuck? Do what you want. But I'm just getting at some of you, even if you don't wear tight clothing, you're just very shapely. So no matter what you put on, your curves gonna be shown. And some of you may have been shamed for that. Like, well, they looking at you because you dress like that. Dress like what? I got some jeans on. Or I got a skirt on. And it's not even a tight skirt. I'm just shapely. Some of you may have been shamed about that. I'm getting teenage years as well. And I kind of got a frog in my throat. So that may be very sensitive because I'm feeling like emotion about that. Teenage years, it feels very sensitive. So I don't really want to go into that for somebody. Dang, yeah, it's very heavy for somebody. So I'm not going to get into that, but it's something about teenage years. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, man. Whoever that's for, keep healing, babe. Because I just got like a rush of emotion. I actually want to cry. So, yeah, whoever that's for, babe, just keep doing the work. Keep healing. Keep healing it so you can release that. Because that is very, very heavy for somebody. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the tarot because it's been 38 minutes, and I tell y'all all the time how I don't really like my readings to be over an hour, and the last one was a little bit over an hour, so I'm aiming to be less than that this time. So let's go ahead and get some tarot, and then I'm gonna close out. So Spirit, what do we want to look into? I did want to look into that Judgment, and was it something else? Yeah, it was Judgment I wanted to look into. Yeah, I want to look into the Judgment because I understood everything else. So Spirit, tell me a little bit about Judgment. Let me split this and see what's there. Tower in the World. So change, swift change, kind of dramatic change as well. It kind of shakes up your life a bit because the foundation was faulty. Some sort of foundation may have been faulty, but it's like a completion of an old cycle with the World here, and then the beginning of a new cycle. So the foundation had to come crumbling down so that you can rebuild. So I'm not sure exactly what that's about. And then we have Devil here, and then a World again. Completion of that, of attachments, certain attachments. That's tied to like this family attachment. Some of you may have had family attachments or are still dealing with family attachments that you have with family members that are exercising some form of control over you or have exercised some form of control over you. I'm getting a parental figure, like some sort of guardian. But for some of you, it's like you're breaking free of these attachments. Oh, wow. This card is kind of showing a lot. I never really noticed that, but I think you'll be fine because it's really dark, so you can't really see. But, you can see that the devil has just really got the people tied up. So I'm just getting like, you may have 3 siblings. You may be one of 4 siblings. You may be one of 4 siblings. I'm also getting like a father figure but like a dark masculine, and I don't mean dark in like a positive way, like a high vibrational way. Like I mean dark masculine. And again, masculine and feminine are energy dynamics. They're not gender. They have nothing to do with your gender. So with me picking up on a dark masculine energy, that can be a woman that's in dark masculine energy. I'm doing a reading. Okay. What is it? Yeah, so like I was saying, so like dark masculine energy, it could be a woman, a woman that's in dark masculine energy. So like that has a wounded, like her masculine energy, her internal masculine is wounded, and she's operating from like a wounded masculine energy. So toxic levels of control, that's a toxic masculine. Toxic masculine energy is controlling. It is repressive. It is aggressive. It is chaotic as well. Like I mean, look around you, baby. Look around. Especially, I mean, look around the world. It ain't even got to be America. But if you in America, look around America. Look at these motherfuckers that's in these positions of power. Okay? Look at these. They're perfect examples of dark masculine energy, controlling, aggressive, repressive, suppressive, whatever you want to call it. Um, just kind of, toxic ego, toxic masculinity, I'm superior, I'm above you, you're below me, you serve me, power, control, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm getting with this devil energy card, this dark masculine energy. It's like it could have been a father figure for some of you, it could have been a mother figure. Because I'm just getting that really heavily with this card here, with this devil here in the middle, with the four people behind them, lower than them for one. You see how the devil is above them, but and they're lower, but it's like they're also behind them. So I'm ahead of you and I'm above you. And then they're also chained. The devil has them chained. I'm controlling you too. You're my puppets. I'm getting like a parent, a guardian. Some of you may have been in foster care. I'm picking up on that too. But some sort of parental figure that has a form of control over, or had a form of control over you and your siblings, or you and others in the household, and I'm not sure about the others here, but you are one that have either broken free from this or are en route to breaking free. You're being encouraged to with your sovereignty, your freedom, freeing yourself, release, family, taking your own path, labyrinth, surrendering to your journey. Okay. Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit about this judgment card, Spirit? And then I'm going to see what else comes out. I'm going to close up. Can you tell me about this judgment? Have 8 of Cups reversed. Tell me more, Spirit, about this judgment card. Queen of Cups. So some of you are awakening or have awakened to the fact that it's like, okay, I'm just getting heavy on the family, y'all. Heavy on the family, relatives, upbringing, household dynamics, family dynamics. That is heavy on that. Some of you are awakening to the fact that it was kind of like a thing where, again, going back to that devil energy, I feel like I should have took it out, man. It'll probably come out. I won't be surprised if it come out. But like going back to that devil energy of the devil, that individual being or feeling superior or wanting to be superior, controlling, I'm getting like, if it's a parental figure, it's like they're toxic, they're not supportive of you, they talk down on you, they're very disrespectful, they don't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you as a person. I'm getting that for some of you, they still treat you like a child, or they expect you to be a child. Or if y'all ever saw Animal Kingdom, y'all, like that may be significant, because I don't really watch it, but my best friend watches it, and I kind of watch it sometimes with him. If he's watching it, I'll just sit in on it and watch it, but I don't really watch it. But the things that I have seen about it, that main character, the mother in that show. Very, very relative. It's feeling like that energy. So if you haven't seen that, maybe you want to check it out. I mean, it's very uncomfortable topics, but it's real shit. It's really real shit that goes on. So if you're interested, you may want to check that out. Some of you may have already watched it, may already be tuning into it, or may relate to it in some way, and that's why it's coming up. But yeah, it's like very much like that, like manipulative and controlling, and then kind of like using a lot of manipulative tactics to reel you back in. So once you kind of put your foot down and you stand up to them, or you decide I'm done with this and you walk away from it, it's like they do things to kind of bring you back in some way, or creating some sort of need for you to come back, like where you feel like you're stuck, like you can't let go or you can't walk away, like you need them. They put you in positions where you feel like you need them. And then because this Eight of Cups reverse, it's like you're realizing that you just keep, like you keep returning, like hoping that it would change, that it'll get better, they will change. Like you have this kind of fantasy in your mind of how you want things to be, or how you expect them to be, or hope them to be with this person, and it's not that. And then when you realize, it's like cycles of where you realize like they're not going to change, and then you decide that I'm done with this, but then they reel you back in. It's because there's an enmeshment here. Because with that devil card, it's like that signifies enmeshment to me too. Enmeshment means, meaning that it's two, say for instance, it's two people, right? It's a mother and it's a child. Let's just say that. Mother and a child. Enmeshment is when they're fused together. In a sense where when your mother is upset, you're upset. When your mother is happy, you're happy. It's kind of like an enmeshment of emotions in that way, but yours are neglected. So the enmeshment is really based on their emotions and what their needs as well, you know? So it's like you pick up on that with them, and it kind of puts you in a position, because you're feeling it as if it's your own. It puts you in a position where you have to cater to that, or you have to fix that because you're feeling it too. But what you're doing is you're catering to and fixing what's going on within them, their emotions. You're stabilizing them. You're like a stabilizer for them. So it's like an enmeshment. You're fused together. And that's why you keep returning. So the moment that you feel like, okay, I'm done, and you walk away, like I'm not dealing with this, it's like you feel a pull, like they're pulling you back. I'm getting that you feel them pulling you back. And it's because it's that tie there, that enmeshment there, that has to be broken. You have to find yourself. And this is all coming full circle. Oh, this is coming full circle. That's why you're being so guided into your solitude. You will be supported. And it's going right back to you not feeling supported by those in your surroundings. Family. It's family. For a lot of you, it's family. You don't feel supported by your family. They're making fun of these positive changes that you're making. You're trying to eat healthier. You're trying to work out. Some of you are trying to go more on a holistic journey versus pharmaceuticals. You're trying to get away from that. Whole nother topic. Triggered. But you're trying to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? But you're being made fun of. You're being put down. You're being discouraged. And for some of you, that's making you feel like, what's the point? I have no support system. But you do have support system. Just because you can't see them, some of you can. Because some of you are spiritually gifted in that way, where you can physically see spirits, or you can see, energy, aura. Like some of you have some strong ass spiritual gifts that you are unaware of because you're not tapping in. You're not taking that time to go inward to find that out about yourself. But it's in there. It is in there. But yeah, it's coming full circle. That's why you're being guided inward. So you can find this out about yourself. And you feel like, you're realizing that they just play on your emotions. Some of you may be a water sign, or a water sign may be significant, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But it's like you have a big heart. Whoever this is for, you have a big heart, and your family or these people know that. This person especially that has been exercising control over you and these other people, it's like they know that you have a big heart. You may be an empath. That may also be why you feel like it's so hard to walk away, because you can feel what they feel. You can pick up on it, and it feels like it's your own. And if you're not aware of what your own baseline energy feels like, and you're an empath, baby, that is you gotta find, you really it's vital that you figure that out. If you're an empath, if you're sensitive to energy, you pick up on it very intensely, you absorb it. It is so vital for you to figure out or find out what your baseline energy is, so that when you pick up on the energies of others external to you, you won't hold on to them or try to navigate them as if they're coming from you, because they're not. You would know this is not mine, and you will return it. You'll be able to release it immediately. But again, you will not understand any of this until you telling you these are the nuggets. You got to go. You got to go into silence and solitude. This has been this is another message about that. Okay, but some of you are just awakening to the fact that, yeah, again, if it's a mother or father figure, it's like, yeah, they know. They play on my emotions. They either talk about things that they know, it's going to pull on my heartstrings, and I'm going to want to help them, or I'm going to want to let them back in, or like give them another chance, or they talk about how much they've changed. It's like they play on your heartstrings. They know that you have this hope for things to be different, for your dynamic to be different, for y'all to be closer, or for them to heal, for y'all to truly connect. They know that you desire that. And it's like they play on that. But some of you are or have awakened to that. This is bullshit. I have been on this hamster wheel, just kind of running and getting absolutely nowhere. And they knew this, though. It's like they just wanted to kind of pull you along for as long as you will let them. But y'all are awakening, and y'all like, hell no, not no more. Two of Cups came out. What's this Two of Cups, Spirit? Yeah. So yeah, going back to the Two Cups, like that's what y'all want. For some of y'all, is a relationship, is love, but I'm getting really heavy family. But for some of you, it is love, because even the Knight of Cups reversed just came out after that. Moody, avoiding conflict, disappointments. It's like, again, it's going back to you wanting this close bond. You're wanting this Two of Cups, with this person, whether it's a parent or it's a lover. Yes. You wanting that close bond. Look at this. Two of Swords at the bottom. It's like inner conflict, still avoiding. Like, you also, some of you know this too. Like, it's like y'all are awakening to, like, this is what I really wanted. I wanted this Two of Cups. I had this fantasy of this Two of Cups with this individual. They knew it. They played on it, right? For their benefit, for as long as you will let them. But y'all are awakening. Y'all not letting them no more, because y'all realizing that you keep disappointing me. I keep returning back to you in hopes that things are different. You tell me that things are different. Then give it a little bit of time. A narcissist, I'm telling you, some of these motherfuckers are narcs. Narcs, baby. And when I talk about a narc in my readings, I'm not just throwing it around like a lot of people throw it around, because you don't just throw that word around. I actually was raised by a narc. And not everybody's a fucking narcissist, y'all, just because they pissed you off, or just because they lied, or just, people lie every day, and they could just be lying for other reasons. People, other than them trying to manipulate you or trying to use you. Some people are just hurt, scared, embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that goes into that. Not everybody is a narcissist. And many of you need to stop just throwing that word around. But when it comes to this reading, whoever this person is in that devil energy that has been exercising control over you, baby, I'm getting heavy narcissistic energy from that individual. Whoever that is. Whether it's a parent or a lover or a friend, or I don't give a damn who it is. I'm getting energy of a narcissist from whoever that is. And that in itself plays a role into why it could be so hard to fully walk away as well. They play with your mind. They play with your mind. You got to go inward. Because again, like I said, some of you are ignoring it. Some of you are well aware that this is not going to change. This dynamic is not going to change. This person is not going to change. They have been like this for as long as you have known them. And some of you are avoiding that truth. Some of you are not ready to swallow that pill. So you're avoiding it. You're blinding yourself purposely with the Two of Swords. It's like kind of, yeah, and you're just letting yourself stay in an illusion, magician. You're just kind of letting them. Some of you are just letting them toy with you. Like I know this don't feel right. I know this ain't right, but this is, this my mama. I heard that. This my mama. This my dad, Go inward, baby. You're going to get all the answers you need. My mommy, daddy, but look, King of Cups reverse at the bottom. They're emotionally manipulative and abusive, cold, moody, withdrawn, selfish, anxious. I don't give a damn if you came out her cootie cat. I don't care if he played a role in birthing you or not, or creating you with your mama. I'm talking about mamas and daddies. I don't give a damn if they're your boss, if they're your best friend of 15. I don't give a damn. Y'all got to get rid of these titles. That's what's keeping you stuck. That's part of what's keeping you stuck. Outside of the emotional and the mental, manipulation that this person or these people have been kind of like playing around, putting on you or doing to you. It's like the titles keep y'all stuck, keep some of y'all stuck. The titles that this is such and such. This is, they helped me here. They helped me at this time in my life. Or I known them this long. Get rid of all of that. You got to stop looking at people from that perspective. You have to look at people as spirits, having a human experience. You have to look at people for what they are showing you and what you're picking up on spiritually as well. Some of you are picking up on shit spiritually that you're avoiding, you're ignoring, and it can be detrimental to you. That's why this message is coming out so intensely, so much from me, that you need to sit in solitude, in silence, in quiet, so you can get these answers. This is important. This is very important because y'all got to break free. But for some of you, I'm getting that you are being enlightened. Like some of y'all are facing it. Most of y'all, I'm getting, are facing the truth of who this person is to you and who this person has been to you. Others of you are still choosing to stay in the illusion that this person has painted for you. You're choosing. You know it's an illusion, but you're choosing to stay in it. You're choosing the matrix. Just heard that. So, anything else, Spirit, before I close out? This reading really flowed. Ace of Pentacles. What's this? What's the Ace of Pentacles, Spirit? New beginnings, new job, promotion. Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, this person just wants to keep you from this new beginning. They know that once you break free from this hold that they have on you, when you gain that sovereignty about you, when you free yourself, when you release them and you walk away, when you choose yourself, when you start to decide what works for you, what's true to you, what you know and what you don't know, what you accept and what you don't accept, despite a title. I keep hearing that. Let go of the title. But once you do that, they know that once you do that, once you cut them loose, once you break free of this spell that they have you under, once you do that, this Ace of Pentacles is yours. This new beginning is yours, your inheritance. You will be receiving that. You will be stepping into that. Like you will be attracting, because they're like a blockage to you. They're blocking you from receiving these manifestations. Why? Because you're not going to receive the things that you want with this energy in your vicinity. Because they will forever try to sabotage it. They will either try to sabotage it or they will try to take it from you. They would try to stop you from getting it, or if you get it, they will try to take it. So you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to manifest what you desire and what you deserve as well, your inheritance. You're not going to get it with this energy in your vicinity. You're not. I don't encourage, I don't typically say, my opinions and things like, telling people what to do and all of that. As far as cutting people off, walking away, choosing, you have to choose what's best for you. But in this, whoever this is for, this energy must be cut off. It absolutely must. It absolutely must. Because I'm getting that whoever this is for, it's like a repeated cycle of leaving and returning, leaving, being pulled back, disappointed, walking away, being pulled back, disappointed, walking away. It's been a cycle. I'm getting that for somebody. It's been years and fucking years. It's been since your childhood. It's time to break free from that. This energy has to go. And like I said, I don't typically tell y'all what to do, but whoever this is for, they must go. They must go. Look, 7 of Swords at the bottom. betrayal, deception, getting away with it, theft, dishonesty, sneakiness, cunning, scheming, strategy. They must go. Why? Because again, the Three of Wands reverse, delays. They will cause that, setbacks, obstacles, frustration. They will continue to fuck up everything in your life, everything you want, all of your plans. Look, third party situations. For those of you, this is when it's a love situation. If it's a love situation, they will continue to put you in third party situations. They will continue to put you in competition with others. They will continue to try to make you feel, insecure or less than, because that helps to control. You know what I'm saying? That helps them with their control over you. If they can control how you view yourself, if they can make you feel like you're less than and you don't deserve nothing better, they can control you and they can continue to use you up. Gotta go. Like I said, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. All of these reverses. Gotta go. I'm telling you. Anything else, Spirit, before I close? Man, this is a long one, y'all. I don't even feel like I'm gonna have to cut, really. Except for my shuffles. Look at this. Devil came out. What I said. Gotta go. Death. And then with this card, usually I just get rebirth, transformation, but even with this card, I'm getting literal. With this death card, I'm getting literal. Like for some of you, it could be, if you continue to let this energy stick around you, it could lead to that. It could lead to that for some of y'all. That's why it's so serious. And I mean it. I don't mean in the sense where they'll, like physically hurt you. For some of you, they will. For some of you, they will. For others of you, it could just be the amount of stress that they're putting you under. Stress is a silent killer. The amount of stress, the amount of keeping you in survival mode and then boosting your adrenaline. Your adrenaline is constantly going. It's not healthy to constantly have adrenaline on go like that. But if you constantly around an energy like this that's trying to control you, that's wicked. This is a wicked energy. This is a dark energy, y'all. I don't care about the title. I promise you. And you can't care about the title. Because if you care about the title so much to where you're willing to put up with this devil energy, this control, this manipulation, that this constantly, like, I'm just getting somebody just like, when you do whack-a-mole, I'm just getting like a mole popping their head up out the ground and the person just stumping them back in the hole. Like, that's what I'm like that. Like, they don't even want you to peek your head up for some sun, for some air. That will do that. That will take you out over time. You have to pick you. You have to choose you. I'm going to keep saying it in this reading. Let them the fuck go. And I'm speaking with this with so much passion, y'all, because I had to do that. I had to do that. And I like 3 years ago, I had to do that. I had to cut off a individual, my earthly mother, my portal. I had to cut her off because this is a lot of this shit is very related to my own upbringing. But I had to break free because it was literally killing me. She was literally taking me out little by little. And so this message is for some of you who feel like that. If you're always feeling drained, fatigued, you ain't got no energy, you ain't got no motivation, you don't smile no more, the light is leaving your eyes because you're around this individual, get them the fuck out. If you can't, if you're living with them, you got to go. You had to figure something out. You got to plan something. You got to go within. Connect with your guides to help you navigate your personal, individual circumstances. You know what I'm saying? You have to tap in. That's why your guides are calling you. They're calling you to them. Your ancestors, your benevolent ancestors are calling you to them. Your higher power is calling you to them. Like seek me out. Seek us out. Talk to us. Listen to us. Connect with us. We want to help. But some of y'all are avoiding that with this Two of Swords. And if you continue to ignore that, that's why the judgment is there too. You're going to be judged too. You're going to be judged too. Because it's going to be the consequences of your actions. So you have to choose what you really want. And when you choose it, you got to act on it. And when you act on it, you got to stand on it. Don't keep going back. Please. Dang, I just feel like I'm just really pleading with whoever this is for, because this person is wicked, y'all. Wicked. You gotta cut them. You gotta cut them off. Look, 5 of Wands at the bottom. Conflict, disagreements, tension. Cut them off. Good fucking bye. Arrivederci. Okay. Dark ass energy. Look, bully. Knight of Wands reverse. Look, Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Materialistic. Gold digger. Self-absorbed. Good fucking bye. You got to choose you. You got to choose you. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna just go ahead and pull some advice cards. Let me see. Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective? Or any last words? Okay, High Priestess, the Hierophant reverse. Personal beliefs. I'm telling you, your beliefs. This Hierophant reverse is like control. The Hierophant is talking about institutions that exercise control. Also, when it's upright, it's talking about you finding your own way. Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, when it's upright, it's talking about just the belief systems in general. It can talk about education too, but a lot of things it talks about when it's upright, it's like religious beliefs, control from religious institutions or institutions in general that exercise control over their followers or their members and things like that. But with a reverse, it's talking about, okay, challenging beliefs and authority. Come on, yeah, hey, yeah, that's what Spirit is telling you to do. Some of you are already doing it. I said that because y'all are awakening to who this person has always been to you, and you're already doing it. You like, I'm not dealing with this no more. Others of you, Spirit is encouraging you to do that. You have to figure out, you have to find out what is this whole reading is about finding out who you are. Literally finding out who you are. Not who they want you to be, not who they think you are. Not who they think you should be, not who they tell you to be, but who you are. What do you like? What are your passions? What makes you feel good? What hurts you? What doesn't align with you? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What do you desire? All of these things. Who are you? This reading is about finding out who you are. Because a lot of you don't know who you are. And why? Because it goes back to that enmeshment. Y'all, this is so... This is so related to my past too. God dang, man. But it goes back to that enmeshment. You being enmeshed. You being enmeshed with this individual. Being fused with them. So when you're enmeshed, you have no individuality. You don't know who you are. You have no self. You have no self. And that's why you keep returning, because when you leave, you feel like, who am I? You don't know who you are without them. Because they had so much time, especially if it's a parent. Or a guardian. They had so much time to mold you. They had so much time to fuse, their emotions and their traumas and shit into you. To enmesh you with that. So that you would deal with it and they won't have to. They had so much time to do that. To the point where they did not let you find yourself. That is what you got to do. Find yourself. That's what this Hierophant reverse is talking about. Challenging beliefs and authority. Originality. New methods. Unconventionality. Rebellion. It's time to rebel. It's time to rebel. It is. Anything else, Spirit? Any other advice or last words? Okay. Well, that's the last word. We're going to end it here. And this is going to be the thumbnail. Justice. When you do that, baby, ooh-wee, the scales were balanced. They're so unbalanced right now. Them scales are so unbalanced. They're tipping. And they're tipping so much to the point where it's like, if you're looking at a scale, this is a balanced scale, right? It's tipping like this. This is you. This is that fucking devil. Okay? You gotta, once you call your power back, once you rebel, once you cut this motherfucker off here, once you call your power back, because they're up here off of your power, baby. Don't get it twisted. They're up here off of your power. Not off of shit they done. Because they ain't did shit good. All they been doing is manipulating and siphoning your shit. So they up here because of your power, because you allowed them to be there. Get that through your head. You allow them to be here because you allow them to exercise control over you. You allow them to, you know what I'm saying, manipulate and triangulate and all this other crazy shit that you allow them to do it. But once you take that power back and you rebel and you stand up, you know what's going to happen? Okay, balance. And you getting all your shit back and you calling your power back. The more you call your power back, this is you now. This is them, where they supposed to be. Because that's the energy they've been in. But they only up here because they've been using your energy. Once you call your shit back, that's justice. That's justice. The truth has been revealed to you. It's been revealed to you about who this person is. It's a matter on whether or not you want to listen and you want to take the truth for what it is, or if you want to continue to choose to live in this illusion. It's up to you, baby. But that's the reading. I know I'll reach whoever it needs to reach. And until the next reading, namaste.